what inspired you to write a book on this particular subject?
Okay. It's a great question. I've been writing books for 6-7 years, and I tend to like to write books on topics that are really debated. So I've written a book on hell, written a book on violence, warfare and violence. So a few years ago, I was thinking of what's the next book I want to write on, and I've got a group of people that I usually consult and say, what do you think I should write on? And they all independently said, homosexuality is just becoming such a tough question, and they said you do a good job at navigating the tough questions, and why don't you think about doing a book on homosexuality? So I started researching the topic, and there was something that really changed in my heart, though. I started, as I was reading books and articles and all these questions that come up, I was looking at, I just felt distant from the topic itself. So what I ended up doing early on in my study was spending half of the time researching and reading articles and studying the Bible and stuff, but the other half, I just went out and started meeting with and talking to gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people. And that really, I would say it really wrecked me, because I started meeting so many people that I just really enjoyed. I heard real stories, real pain, real fears, hopes, dreams, and everything. And once you start putting real flesh on a topic, it no longer becomes an issue, right? It now becomes Matt and Joe and Wes and Julie and Ollie and all these people that I know personally. And so now, so this is early on in my study, and so that's really what reshaped my entire approach to the topic. Because early on it was just, what does the Bible say and how can I, write about that? But now it is, how can we balance truth and love? Because we definitely need to do both. And I don't think we can genuinely love people unless we see them as real people. And I think with the topic of homosexuality, that's where the church, not everybody, but for the most part, we've treated this as some issue to debate rather than a bunch of people that need love, that they desire to be loved, that desire to love. A lot of gay, lesbian people that I know are searching for spirituality, searching for truth. They're asking good questions, hard questions. They desire a church community. That's really what reshaped the entire project. So the book itself, I spend 2, maybe 3 chapters on the Bible itself, and the chapters are pretty short, but I look at what does the Bible say about same-sex relations, what does it say about marriage. I think it's really important. Sometimes we just go to the verses that talk about homosexuality, but we don't come out those verses with a bigger question of what does the Bible say about gender, sexuality, marriage, sex. And so I look at all those questions together, but the bulk of the book, the other 7 chapters, is really answering all the questions that come up. In our conversation, it's funny that you guys have asked a lot of questions. Not a single one has been about what the Bible says, right? Most of the questions that come up are, are people born gay? Can I go to a gay wedding? I've got a gay friend, and how do I think through this? I specifically wanted most of the book to be addressing those questions. But we can't really come at those questions unless we do know what the Bible says. And so that's why up front I say, okay, let's just lay out all the passages, let's just look at them fairly, and then once we kind of build our biblical view of what the Bible says, then we can go and answer these questions more clearly. So that's the gist of the book. I think it is, the book itself is a conversation, and I do talk about things that, some of the answers I give the questions are like, this is where I lean on this question. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future, but I would, based on this, and this, I'm going to say this, But the book itself, it very much is a conversation. It's an open conversation about a very tough topic. And I hope that it will generate more real live conversations like this one in the future. So.